Good year. Hello. Yo, what's up, John? What separates the good from the great? Decisiveness, quick decision making, and knowing the capabilities of your ball. And then if you combine that and like being clear, you don't need to spam the same thing 16 times over or shout the same thing 16 times over to have people do it. You shouldn't have to. If you're clear, maybe a couple times, right? Sometimes people, their attention is waning, but also at the same time, the more... I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. The more consistent you are with your calls, the more clear you are with your calls, then your ball will start to realize, they'll start to anticipate your next move, and they'll get into position. They'll know, okay, my shot caller normally leads me up terrain like this because he doesn't want to, you know, get caught by elevation or something, right? So, like, you can see the terrain ahead of you and immediately know, okay, my shot caller is going to go up that way because I know their base is over there, right? And if they're consistent with that, then the ball will preemptively, be in position. So when the call comes, people are immediately ready to do it. You don't end up having this giant tail of people who, you know, are just getting to the fight late. Um, and if you're consistent, and if you call out people who are just trying to be heroes, because it ends up being a kind of a vicious cycle, right? If you end up having a whole group of people who are just being heroes and doing whatever they want, it's going to effectively make your ball weaker. And then the people who are listening to the calls, they're going to feel like they're just the fodder. And then now they're going to be less likely to listen to the calls, right? And then it just ends up kind of being a vicious cycle. Of all the shot callers I've been under, Roots was definitely my favorite. He's clear, he's decisive, he's quick. He understands that like, sometimes you'll have multiple calls you can make depending on the situation. And that good call might seem better, but if you're slow executing it, if you realize you have a huge ass tail and you're not going to be able to properly get there in time, sometimes just the call that seems kind of might be better if everybody's more in position to do that quicker, right? And he seemed good with calls like that. Really, it kind of comes down to just keeping up the tempo. Really, tempo's kind of everything. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Nice having a not having to drop the tent to grab those buffs. Gonna take some time to get used to that. Yeah, do a little bit of a shorter one. Start a little bit later because I slept in. Been stunned forever there. Holy crap. Thank you, babe. Ooh. Damn, that doesn't one-shot me anymore? Oh shit, it's one of these hit. Oh, damn it. It's gotta be so close, that pad. Oh my god. I just got chain stepped like freaking 10 freaking times. Yo, what's up? Good morning, Valkyria. Coffee. Let's see, how's this Gladios chest? Here's the first sign. Oh, we didn't even have our alchemy stone loaded. Here's our first sign of the year to come. Not a good start. Could have been a neck. Could have been worse. Yo, Happy New Year, Jack. Happy New Year, Blade. Happy New Year to all of you. Some people, it's already almost the second. So I got to miss the rest of Mr. Rapolis' stream yesterday. Wasn't going so hot for him. Did he end up hitting anything? I think I saw him hit like a Pen Manos. Full Penadania? Yeah. So he had okay luck on his armors. Probably about average luck. Because I've had bad luck, and that would mean he's one step ahead of me. Yo, what's up, hater? Yeah, getting a Garmoth and a Vel. Yeah. You can. You don't have to save them. Like, if you have other gains, then... Like, you can... Actually, I don't know. I don't know Titanium Prime, because with them removing a lot of accessories from the rifts, it might be hard to get your specific Dawn Crystals now. I'm not sure. Boy, I love how the mechanics in this fight never work properly. Okay, this might be our chance. Knock him down. Come on. There we go. Roll, baby. Roll, baby. Yeah, that should have worked. Yeah, it did. Base cadres are 77. Ooh. Mr. Grimkill must be happy about that. How many of these seals do I have now? Should be up here. Oh yeah, there we go. Damn, almost 10,000 crowns worth of these bad boys. Yo. Right after this, we're going to go do Kafros, and then we will do our 5 clicks. We are already 4 clicks towards Sep. Hoping not to pity another armor.
I turned on the TV and Game of Thrones was over, so I didn't see any dragons. So terrible.
Since when did this guy buff up and do that shit right away? Normally you get him to like 50 before she starts doing that shit. There we go. Pit of the Undying has been completed. I want to get my electrical horse.
Oh, such fun content.
Yeah. I'm gonna tickle my throat now. Oh, that coffee's good. The tone changer. Yeah. Check this in. Swap to our savior. Stable our Voltarian. See, how's our XP doing on this character at 63%? And boom, 66%. Oh, I wonder. Any other kind gestures? No. Come on, Pico. Surely someone else can get us that other dance. Just $50, all right? Okay. Now off to Caphras. Did Divios log in yesterday? He has not yet logged in. But it is New Year's. Banned? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that was him getting the 7-day. Maybe it was some BS. I'd be really interested in hearing what that bug is, or was, or whatever it was. Now Divios can start his BDO rap career now that he's done Hard Time. Why would he get banned? What happened? Quite literally what I just said. I'd like to hear his story of what's going on, if it is in fact him. If I knew, I would tell you guys. I'm sure he'll eventually tell people. Did he post it in his Discord? Did he mention anything as to why? Let's see. Where's the Dragon Discord? There it is.
I am cheating. I am a hacker.
I mean, he made one comment, oh no, I'll fall so far behind and miss out on things happening. But I don't see,
I am cheating. I am a hacker.
whatever. Okay, need to change one of our crystals. And our other thing. Okay. Now we're good. You and me now, buddy. Buddy, old pal. What? Get out from behind that pillar, you cheater. He's like stunned over there or some shit. What the fuck? Is he bugged out? What the hell happened? He's just not doing anything. What the hell? He's like, oh, it's fucking 2026 and this loser's here already? I had to deal with a whole year of this idiot showing up every week. Okay, so he was trying to leash, but just couldn't for some reason. Oh yeah, I'm bugging him alright. Okie dokie. Zethian, yeah. That'll say thick sausage.
My fucking head hurt when I realized how stupid I was.
What kind of mate is that? That's my guardian. Oh, hey baby, how you doing? Hey big guy. Oh shit. I'll see you later. Okay. You know what we need? We need to go down to the tiniest of black spirits. That's the problem. That's been the problem all along.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
All along. So what do we have here? We have ourselves a nice 6.3% chance. We have attempt number 5.
Do it! Just do it!
Attempt number 6. Attempt number 7. Attempt number 8. And our last click for the week. Nope. Another week. That is now 31 clicks in a row with nothing. Better luck next week, chat. Better luck next week. New year, same BS. Yeah. Another year of dealing with time gates because Perlibus doesn't want to put out regular progression. So instead of them keeping up with us, they're going to force us to keep up with them. Yay. Will you always be behind? You just got to get lucky. Just get lucky. Just get lucky. That's all you got to do. That's my alchemy stone. If you pitied base through try on all 4 armors, go out and buy a lottery ticket. The probability of that would be so slim, you probably would be more likely to win the lottery twice in a row. So, I don't believe you. I don't believe your numbers. There's some bullshit going on there. Either that or you're using 0 stacks and it's not actually a 0% chance. Yeah, because... Let's see. Enhancement Simulator. Edonia. We'll say he's using a 300 stack. Actually, we'll just say 60% along the whole way, because he used that number. So how many pities is it for Pry? Why does Garmoth not show the pities? I want to see the number of pities. Anybody remember the number of pities? I think it's only like 3, right? 3 for Pry? Like 5 for Duo? Is it 2 for Pry? Maybe it's 2 for Pry. But if you have 2 for Pry... Oh, Workshop. Good call. Good call. The Donia Armor. Yeah, there we go. 2, 3, and 5. So you said you pitied your Try. You pitied all 4 armors all the way up to Try, which is a total of 9 clicks per armor times 4 on a 60% chance. So that's 36. So we have 0.6 to the power of 36 is a 1... It's 8 zeros. So let me put this in a calculator. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's less than a 1/millionth of a percentage chance. Almost like 1/10 billionth of a percentage likelihood to do that on a 60% chance. Yeah, I call BS. I call BS. Basically, if it's 10 millionth of a percentage to do it, then you could add, what, 3 more zeros to it? 10 millionth? That would be 1 in 10 billion people. So basically, if the whole world, every single person in the world clicked those armors on that percentage chance, the probability that maybe one person in the whole world would do that. Nah. You're not the one. No. You did not pity all of them. Not on a 60% chance. Not.
Well, a goddamn chance. I don't believe it. The system is between the keyboard and the chair, and that is most certainly making mistakes. Most certainly. Where are we going? We gotta go grind. Why do we run all the way back to town?
No, I already looked at the workshop. I just wanted to see the number of pities, and yeah, it's 9 pities to go from base to Try. I didn't mean to run all the way back. I don't know why I did. I haven't seen you stream since last year. Shut. Oh, you losers. Ah.
Shut up, bitch!
Well, back to the grind. Back to the grind, chat. Back to the grind. What's up? New year and my wife won't even make me potatoes. Crazy. She just yelled from the top of the stairs. Oh shit, I think I'm gonna die, chat. She's right here. Yo, chat. Look at this. Chat.
What? I don't.
Chat. Stay right there.
You don't even know what you're doing. You suck.
Wait.
Suck.
She's right there. She's pissed. Chat, I'm in trouble. Chat, love you, babe. Standing right there. Yeah, you haven't made me food since last year.
Say that you're fine when you're not really fine, and you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh man. How many other planets do you think celebrated an arbitrary yearly passing around their star yesterday? I don't know. That's a good question. The question that I give zero fucks about. Okay. Well, he said other, right? He said other. Good morning, Ellie. Ooh, stack. Okay. Crystals look good. Artifacts look good. We have our node war buff. Looks like we're good. Time to make trillions of silver, chat. We got to prepare. This is the year Pearl Abyss releases a ton of content. And I will be ready. I will be ready. Do I really believe that? Do I fucking look like I believe that? No, I absolutely don't. But I'm just gonna stick my head in the sand and be happy. Or stick my head in the lava. Where is Seraph? Not here. Seraph's not my main. Sage is my main. It was fun to play it for a little bit. How do you check the pity on items? You go to Video Workshop and it shows you right on there. Either that or you just mouse over them, right? It could show you on the current one, like the going for Hex is 22 pities. This one is 25 pities. Going for Set. Octa, I think, is like 30 something pities. So I have, if we're at 9 of 25, that means we need 17 more stones to pity that. So that's 4 more weeks. And then approximately 6 more weeks until the next one. So that means 10 more weeks until I get my first Oct armor. So about the time Crimson Desert comes out, that's when I'll have my Oct armor. Yay! Yay! PJs? No, these are flannels. And if you go look at the VOD 3 days ago, I wasn't wearing this flannel. Said that we've had a different flannel every day of the week since Boxing Day? Yeah, there is, Dave. There's 5 of them. But you only get to do them once. Need to turn up the music a little bit. I actually have it kind of quiet right now. Does it have a unique idle animation? I have no idea. Nope, I definitely would not have Canabar. I most certainly would not have. My original plan with the way Pen Fallen God was designed was to keep saving up enough resources so I had enough materials to go average on all 4 Pen Fallen Gods. And while I was waiting to collect enough resources to do that, maybe buy a Pen Fallen God along the way. But I didn't want to trickle click it as I got silver, because then I just would have been perpetually broke. And then if they ever made some change making it a lot easier to get, then I would be screwed. And they ended up doing the latter, right? So it was really good to actually sit and wait. But when they announced at the Heidel Ball and showed how much easier it would be to enhance your Adani armors, I immediately took my order down. I was like, no, I have zero interest in a Pen Fallen God now. I am not throwing away that much silver for such a meaningless amount of stats. Not because... Now, a Nov Fallen God compared to a base... Sorry, a Nov Adani armor compared to a Tet Fallen God is obviously a huge upgrade. So when I say, like, for such a meaningless amount of stats, you're like, what are you talking about? That's a fuckload of DR and evasion. But you don't compare it immediately to the base, because it's not like you're going to stay on base forever, right? I knew, based off the numbers, getting to Pen armors with average luck was going to be super fast, and it was. So you're really just comparing the Nov to Pen, right? And now it's a meaningless amount of stats. Now it's such a small amount that I just can't justify throwing away trillions of silver. You tapped your offhand yesterday? 9 taps to go from Pen to Oct. That's fucking huge. Yeah. It doesn't bother me anymore, Canabar, because I'm not being gate-kept from content. It was really annoying when I couldn't do Caphras because I was getting bad luck. But now that I have access to everything, it really doesn't matter to me anymore if I fail the armors. Because it's not providing me or gatekeeping me from access to new content, and it's not a meaningful amount of stats anymore. Now it's just something that I'll just keep waiting and eventually it'll go. Your little sport bike. What color plastic? Obviously yellow. Yellow's the fastest color. You miss the days when duo armor, Tet armor wasn't that big of a deal? It always was a big deal. Individually, an individual piece of armor wasn't a big deal, but collectively it was a big deal. Because the difference between duo and Tet was 6 DR and 4 evasion, or was it 6 evasion and 4 DR? But either way, right, once you multiply that across 4 armors, that's like the difference between having a Pen Kadri and half a Pen Sissel versus not. And that's a massive amount of stats, right? That's the problem, and why people grossly underestimate how much little stats make a difference. When you're at the extremes, at least. Red is the fastest color, Zeth? No, you're Warhammer? It's not true. I just look at examples in real life, and every time I see a yellow racing stripe, I know that's a real fast car. So fast. So fast. Especially if it has a spoiler, too. Ooh, goddamn. So fast. Happy New Year, Shanna. Isn't yellow the fast color in Warhammer? Is it? I don't know. I don't know enough about Warhammer. The dark gray rims? Yep. Couldn't stay off the main character BDO? Nah, I love my Sage. I said right from the get-go, right, that Savior only has a chance to replace my Sage if it's more Paladin-like, and it's not Paladin-like at all. Just because it has some angelic themes, it doesn't mean it's Paladin-like, right? It's lacking heals, it's lacking support. It's lacking control. All things that Paladins typically do. All it does is swing a two-handed sword and has wings. Maybe when they finally do male Paladin, or sorry, male Valkyrie, that'll be my new main. What is a male Velk? Nothing yet. Just some hopium. Right? If Wukong is like male Lan and Seraph is female warrior, and it's looking like, I can't remember the name of Deadeye's brother, but it's looking like he has the potential to be male Sork. This might be the next step in Pearl Abyss class development, where they actually start going through and do male or female alternatives of classes who don't have those. So we have a shaky theory so far. You can't wait for male witch? Well, we already have. There's obviously some classes that already have male and female counterparts, right? Witch, wizard, striker, mystic, ninja kuno, musamewa. Those classes probably won't have that done to them because they already have that. But there's obviously a whole bunch of classes out there that don't. Male archer. God, that cracks me up every time somebody says that. There was some similarities between between Valk and Warrior, but Warrior and Valk isn't even remotely as close as those classes that I just mentioned. Right? One of the main reasons people associate a lot of classes to be brother-sister versions of each other is just because they shared an offhand, and that's primarily the difference between Valk and Warrior, is that, they both shared the shield. There's a couple of abilities that are similar, but definitely very different playstyles. Aside from holding Q block. Yeah, and that's fair. Back when they just had their main hands, they were more similar then. Because you had what? Sword of Judgment, and you had Spinning Slash. You had Warrior's Ground Smash and Velk's Divine Power, I think it's called, where she slams the ground, very Divine Smash-ish. They both had a kick. They both... I mean, you have Celestial Spear and Piercing Spear. Yeah, there's definitely similarities then, but... it definitely has deviated. Well, grab's whatever. Grab... I mean, if we're going to say grab is one of the definitions of classes that are brother and sister, then over half the classes have that overlap. That'd be like saying because they have a float, or because they have a knockdown, that it's similar. So I don't know if I would count grab in that, but there's plenty of other reasonable examples. But... excuse me. What drafts would you use if you're capped for a spot? You're fucking looking at it. You miss class exclusive outfits? Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much of that anymore. I think the only time you're going to see class exclusive outfits is on the class's initial release. They'll maybe get 1 or 2 outfits. But you got to remember, when they do class exclusive outfits now, it's for such a small portion of the player base because now they have so many classes. Putting in that work for a class that's maybe going to be purchased by 10 people. That's why they're doing very generic outfits these days, because, you know, if it's a female version, it targets 80% of the player base. If it's a male version, then it targets 20%. I think I'm going to roll out Sage because of this Cartian fight. Oh, Cartian is so annoying on Sage, because, like, we have so much fucking movement in our abilities, and it just... oh... that was probably another reason why every week when I was failing my armors trying to get into Caphras, it was just miserable. Because I was like, damn it, now I got to deal with another week of fucking Cartian. I don't know who in their right mind thought it would be fun. That the community would be like, ooh, look at us, we're fighting on scaffolding. This is so much fun. Whatever dev thought that was a good idea needs to be kicked out the office window. No, not better. I would rather deal with Enslar 1,000 times over. I thought Enslar was a really cool fight too. It had a very... It honestly was probably the most epic of all the fights. Same with Jordine. That was a pretty epic feeling fight. Nymphomare was kind of boring. Who knows what we see on Global Lab tomorrow, you guys? Maybe tomorrow, Star's End. Which is decent, not much crazy movement, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some classes that are going to have it a lot easier than others. Like, I imagine Suck Warrior's probably pretty fine on that fight. Not a fuckload of movement needing to be done on that. Star's End delayed tomorrow? Yeah, well, the roadmap says January for Star's End. It doesn't say beginning of January, so... right? It could be January 30th, and technically it meets their time frame. Considering they've already delayed 2 of the things that they've announced, though, I think we're well on our way to having everything delayed. I don't know. Maybe when they get back from holidays, they're going to put the pedal to the floor and get shit done. Yeah, consistent at being at delaying. Yeah. That was so crazy though. The other day when I did the math, like if they actually let us grind Adonia stones at like approximately 1 every 20 hours, I would have potentially, I think it was just under 50 stones. I think it was what, 49 stones? No, 44 more stones than I do now. And then you do the math on that, that just means like two of my armors would be one of my armors would be 2 steps higher. I would very likely have at least my Oct helmet by now and be working on my chest piece. It's crazy how little of a difference that would actually make in terms of actual progression, but how much better of a difference it would make in feeling like your grind has more value. Imagine being set back a week from stones because you can't log in for a week. Oh. Yeah, if you're talking about Divios, whenever those 7-day bans happen, they he'll be on just before reset. I remember when like all of those he got banned. He seemed to kind of imply it on his own Discord. I didn't see him officially say it, but somebody was joking around like, Divios, you banned, and then they linked the thing, and he's like, oh no, I'm gonna fall behind 7 days. I'm gonna miss all the content, or something like that, right? And he still hasn't logged in, so. It's starting to seem more likely. I'd be interested in it. He probably won't fire up the stream until it's over. Who knows? Maybe he just traveled. Maybe it's just something. Maybe he's he could just be gone for the holidays, right? Visiting relatives for New Year's, and this is just a convenient meme to keep up. Yeah. I don't know, we'll wait for Divios to go live and he can talk about it. I don't want to make content of him being potentially suspended. It's up for him to talk about it. Yeah. Ooh, I could be the purple dragon. Oh, shoot. I let one of these Caphra's energy get killed. Is there no more Devour tab for enhancing? You just click on the thing in the enhancement window. I can't remember. Give me a second, buddy. Oh shit, it's nighttime chat. God, I wish I could get rid of the last of whatever this is in my lungs. I wish they would let us devour other stacks into other stacks. It'd be a cool way to like be able to use up your 30, your 40, your 50 stacks. Even if it was technically inefficient to do it, it would still be nice to have some type of use for them. Behold my 1000 fail stack. Well, they wouldn't just add to each other, right? There'd be some type of probability based on cost of the stack you're devouring versus the average cost of pushing your stack higher. So if you're pushing like a 900 stack and you try to dump a 100 in it, it'd probably be like a 0.1% chance to gain a stack or some shit, right? Or, alternatively, if you could just turn other stacks into Blackstones. That'd be cool too, right? If they don't want to have like a whole devour calculation thing, just make it so like it roughly calculates how much the Blackstones would be worth to make that stack and gives you a portion of that, right? Doesn't have to give you the full value back, but anything is better than nothing. Okay, you gotta go outside, buddy? My dog's been bugging me to go outside. He's been jumping up on my arm of my chair. Go on. There you go. Patient little guy. It'd be cool too if they added like your workshops and stuff. If you could use Blackstones and stuff to make various things like Caphras, maybe Essences of Dawn, Sharps, concentrated life stones. There should be a workshop where you can combine various materials that maybe are less needed and turn them into better materials at a slight loss too, right? Add more value to workshops and cities. Sellout chair. You like that? You like that? Oh my god, look at this chair. I fucking love this chair. When they first offered to send me one, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a DX Racer, whatever. And I thought, like, all of this print was just, like, part of the pleather or whatever it is. But this is actually woven. All of this is woven into the fabric. So I don't have to worry about it eventually, or embroidered. I don't have to worry about it eventually peeling off and looking all sketchy. It's actually, yeah, embroidered into it. It's nice. Or into consumables. Yo, if you could turn your extra materials into consumables too, that'd be sick. Did you look at the new Shikatu seals? I did. They're pretty lackluster, to say the least. Where are they? Snowfall, Seraph Sigil. I thought it was at the top here. Oh yeah, I already... Oh, fuck, it's literally on the window. Yeah, this is okay. This is good. Obviously, save up for this. Be able to pick a boat? Or is that... No, never mind. That's blue grade equipment. Never mind. As for the rest of it... I mean, this is good. This is good for people who need a Garmoth, right? And I don't see a limit on this transaction. So this is like a good way for people to get their Garmoth pets. La 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 la. That works. The title's yellow though. Yeah, I mean you get the title just to collect the titles, right? Whether it's yellow or purple or whatever. See. Interesting. Oh, my dog wants back in. Okay, I guess we will buy some of these. Oh, so yeah, you gotta wait. You're at the mercy. You can't do anything. Time to life skill. Time to go start gathering. Click every button except the one that I'm trying to click. I hope it doesn't take too long for us to get Star's End, though. Oh. I just realized there's no drop buff on this channel. I need a channel with a drop buff, chat. Any channel with both AP and whatever? Valen 06, comma 5, 2 hours on all buffs. Ooh, I like that comma 5. Let's do that. I guess I should specify you guys are on NA, right? Guess we'll find out. Woo! Right channel, let's go. This shit off my screen. Wasn't I going to do Tenebrom today to see how much XP Tenebrom was going to give? Am I tripping, or do you have a weird-looking alchemy stone? I do have a weird-looking alchemy stone. Still a Vel's Heart. It just has a skin on it from an event in the past. Honestly, I'm so tired of answering that question that I'm half tempted to just take the skin off and stick the skin into storage. Partner only stone, yeah, and then the Reddit post will pop up and people be pissed. Yeah. Yeah, I get to test the new Elk Stone. That's what it is. Reddit posts will also get smited for being witch hunting. Yeah, true. Ooh. Doesn't that look... Oh, you made me potatoes! Oh, you're the best. I got my potatoes after all, chat. I got my potatoes after all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, chat. Look at this fucking... Look at this. Look at this breakfast. You got the potatoes, you got the over easy eggs, you got the bacon, a couple pieces of toast. Holy shit. Holy shit. And you guys don't get to watch me eat. Batman, what the fuck? Hungry man. How about that? It's a nice little sourdough bread too. Nom 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 nom. Remember how the other day we were having that whole heated conversation and I was yelling? How it pisses me off that people don't want the 0.1% to have stuff to work on because they don't want to put in the work. Well, Quendaya put out a video about the alchemy stone changes. And I was just looking through the comments in the bottom, and one of the comments quite literally was like, if they really want people to come back, they need to give away a Pen Debo, because them giving away more Pen Black Stars doesn't matter, because we already have Pen Black Stars. It's like, holy fuck. If that doesn't like most accurately depict exactly what I'm fucking saying, I don't know what does. Just people asking for fucking handouts. Just asking for handouts. People in this game will only be happy if shit is just given to them. Like, that's the exact mentality I was fucking talking about. One guy? I wish it was a one guy thing, but it isn't. You have all heard these comments. I wish that was just a one off. Did you give 2 bed doubles? I actually wish, chat, that they got rid of blacksmith crons. Get rid of blacksmith crons, and when you opened up the enhancement window, it just shows you how much silver you need. The equivalent amount of silver instead of crons. So this way, you don't have to do this step of going to the blacksmith to buy crons. You just use silver instead. And then you still have crons from costumes, which are more efficient. The same way. You know what's funny? Is doing that change would change absolutely nothing in terms of how you progress, but the optics on the game would change dramatically. Because now people would be like, oh, no, you can just enhance with silver. But right now, like, there's this stigma when new people look at the game, and when you see Blue Squadron complaining about the game in his videos, people, like, he blows up and he's like, oh, yeah, you need crons. And it's almost like he's implying, and I know he's not implying it, but this is the way people will interpret it. They're like, oh, well, the only way to get crons is through pay to win, and that's how the only way to enhance in the game, therefore the game is pay to win, right? But if it said a silver number there instead, people who don't play the game would look at that and they'd be like, oh, that's just the in-game currency. All it would do is just change the perception of it. Even though it would change nothing in terms of how you progress, it would dramatically change the perception of pay to win in BDO. They do a crown price raise? Oh, they will definitely do another one. And then they'll do another one, then they'll do another one, then they'll do another one. Crown price increases are inevitable. No, gold bars would be just as bad because then now you have this layer of separation where you just got to go to the storage keeper. If it was just silver, that's so much easier for people to perceive since it is just the in-game currency, the currency everybody uses. Please wait till I deck my last accessory. It wouldn't matter. What I just said would change nothing in terms of how you progress. Absolutely nothing. No waiting necessary. The only thing it changes is you don't have to go to the blacksmith to convert the silver to crons anymore. You just use the silver itself. Oh, for them increasing cron costs. Oh. Yeah, that'll always be tied to how much inflation's going on. They've been a lot better with inflation. But we are slowly tiptoeing to the point where it's just about time for them to do another at least costume price increase. Not maybe not necessarily a cronstone from the vendor increase, but ooh, that was good. That was good, chat. Holy. Yo. Almost said happy birthday. Happy New Year. Yeah. If you use just silver for enhancing, like there would still be the potential of crons through costumes, but instead of buying blacksmith crons, you just use silver instead. The equivalent amount of silver. Instead of people calling it Cron Desert Online, people would just call it Grind Desert Online, which is way better, right? It would be way better to be referred to as Grind Desert Online than Cron Desert Online. Gooner Desert Online? Oh, hell yeah. They won't do like a Blacksmith Cron price increase for a while, though. That's something that's only happened twice now, right? I do think the next time it happens, though, it's not going to go up by just 1 million. It'll probably go up by 2 million. Because it's more about the proportionality, right? The first time it went from 1 million to 2 million, then 2 million to 3 million. So the first time the price doubled. The second time it went up by 50%. I don't think it'll go from 3 to 4. I think next time it'll go from like 3 to 5. That already happens, though, Sleebear. That doesn't change anything. Right? That still exists anyways. It just, right now, the reason why people have that perception, that anger at Crons is, no matter what, whether you're a free-to-play player or not, you have to touch Crons. Well, it would be silver. What would it shift to if everybody's enhancing with silver, unless they're a whale? Silver's the in-game currency you can earn while grinding. That immediately... people looking at the game immediately look at that completely differently than they would look at BDO and see, oh, I gotta use Crons. And then you ask, well, how do you get Crons? Most people aren't gonna say first. They're not gonna say, oh, you get them from the blacksmith, but you can also get them through the Pearl Shop, right? Most people, the first thing they say is, oh, you get them through the Pearl Shop, but you can also get them through the blacksmith. Wouldn't that kill Pearl Abyss profit sales? It wouldn't. It doesn't change anything for them. I think you guys are misinterpreting what I'm saying. I think we're just going to move on because people are coming into the conversation late and they're confused. And I don't feel like re-explaining it every 2 seconds. We're just going to move on, chat. You guys misunderstood. Some of you probably came in late, so it's not your fault. But I'm not doing this fucking round and around circular conversation every time somebody new pops in and is misinterpreting what I said. We'll just move on. Shut up, genius. No, you're not. You can craft Crons. You go to the blacksmith, you hand him 3 million silver, and you get a Cron. It'd be annoying if you had to sit there and process it instead on top. What I'm advocating for is removing that step of having to go to the blacksmith. I'm not saying make Crons disappear. I'm just saying allow people to use silver to enhance, the equivalent amount of silver as it would have cost vendor Crons. Or, if you have Crons, you can use those. But at least if you have the option for it to be silver or Crons, most people would be just using silver, because most people now use vendor Crons. So you would basically just take the enhancement cost of Krons, multiply it by 3 million, and it's just that amount of silver, right? And nothing changed in terms of how you progress. Just whenever you want to do a click, you don't have to go run to the blacksmith to convert it to Krons. It's latency. He said he was changing the topic. Well, you guys can't move on, and you guys keep yapping. So now we're back. We did the full circle, and we're doing it again. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't change anything in terms of how you progress. It just stops you from having to go to the blacksmith. Like I said, this change is more from the perspective from an outside player looking in, right? When a new player hears about Black Desert Online and he asks, like, he pops into a stream and says, oh, like, let's say they go into, like, Blue Squadron stream and say, hey, how do I progress in this game? And Blue Squadron says, oh, you use Krons to protect your enhancements. And then the new player's follow-up question is like, oh, okay, how do I get Krons? And then Blue Squadron's first instinct is to be like, oh, whales get Krons. You have to spend money to get Krons. That immediately puts a bad taste in the mouth of the player. And then later, right? Later, someone might say, oh, you can also buy Krons from the blacksmith, but they're a bit more expensive. But at that point, the perception is already the perception of the game being pay to win is already nailed in, right? It already feels at that point that it's just Krons. It's already skewed towards being negative. Where if the first answer was, oh, you use silver to enhance, but you can, and then the secondary is, but you can get this item from the Pearl Shop, Krons, that are a bit more efficient. That completely changes the initial direction of the conversation, right? Not gonna lie, I thought, if I thought enhancing was only from spending money, I wouldn't even start playing. And there are some people out there who will feel that initially based off the how the conversations are initiated, right? About progression in BDO. There are some people who do think that. They'd be like, oh, wait, the only way to progress is through Krons? Or the only way people progress is by using, because you use Krons to enhance everything now, right? So they're initially told, yeah, you always use Krons, and then they ask, how do you get Krons? And their initial conversation is, oh, you get Krons through, whales can buy Krons through costumes or through Gamma boxes. That immediately puts a bad taste in their mouth. Excuse me. Someone else spending money doesn't stop me from enjoying the journey. Comparison to others is a thief of joy. That's partially true, but partially false at the same time. Because people swiping does deprive you of joy. when there is something that's very difficult to obtain and work towards, but if you work towards it and get it, you get to show it off. There's value in showing it off. But if the whales can just easily swipe because pay to win is so affordable, now when you show off that item, it isn't as impactful or cool for people to see because a bunch of other people have it too, not because of hard work, but just because they threw money at the game. So it does actually steal your joy, right? Now, that's not saying that there shouldn't be any pay for convenience. I would rather have players who have very limited play schedules. Like, if you're a business owner and you're working 60, 80 hours a week, you don't have a ton of time to play the game. And I don't want those people to be completely incapable of being part of this community either, right? I like the fact that they can swipe to try to offset their limited play schedule. But it's a balancing act, right? You want to make sure that the game is still accessible to those people who have limited play schedules, but you don't want to have the pay to win so valuable that it diminishes the value of the free to play players' playtime as well, right? It's a very important balancing act to maintain, and swinging too far in either direction is a bad thing. You're pissing a lot of people off just by allowing business owners in the conversation these days. People are fucking busy. We have busy lives, right? Not everybody can sit here on their ass playing 6 hours a day, 6 days a week like me. And I would much rather have you guys who are in that category to be able to play the game too, right? Because having a bigger community benefits everybody. Gatekeeping the game to exclusively just people who have too much time on their hands is bad for the game. Just do coke at 2 days, 24 hours now. Shit, is that the heck? Well, it was originally good, Armatox, because there was a symbiotic relationship that was originally had from pay-to-win players and free-to-play players, right? Back in the day, there was no Gamba boxes where people could buy blacksmith boxes and get a fuckload of resources that they just use themselves. Back in the day, if the whales wanted to progress, they had to sell costumes for silver, and then they bought stuff with that silver. Now, at face value, that sounds bad because it sounds like they're just buying progression. But the only way they sell those costumes is they have to sell it to the free-to-play players. Someone has to grind up that silver first. And then also, it allows you to extend the value of your grind time, right? If costume crons are worth 50% more than the vendor crons through silver, then when the free-to-play player buys that costume from the whale, they are now effectively turning their hour of work into an hour and a half of work, while that whale is turning their IRL work into in-game time. There was a symbiotic relationship there that benefited both parties, and that has largely been destroyed with how they've changed how we progress in the game. That's why how it was originally done was really good. You could ask almost any free-to-play player.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
You could ask almost any free-to-play player in the past, would you rather have crons available for enhancing, or would you rather there be no pay to win? And almost everybody would say, no, I like the whale selling costumes, right? Because it benefited both the free-to-play player and the whale. But these days, you know, the whales aren't selling costumes nearly as much anymore. They're going and they're buying these fucking bundles. And what do they get from these bundles? They get their, well, I guess you can't see my stupid fucking icons over it, right? But there's, maybe if I go up like this, right?
Shut up, bitch!
Everything they need to enhance is all in this bundle. They don't have to go out and grind the base accessories. They don't have to go and make the fail stacks. They get everything they need. The stacks, the crons, and even the little bit of silver from extra memory fragments and the memory fragments to repair is all in this box. So the free-to-play
Shut
player
up, bitch.
has been completely removed from the conversation. And I think that's bad, because now we've lost that symbiotic relationship where both parties benefit from it. Well, that's the thing, is it devalues your time, but that symbiotic relationship also enhanced your time. Because you're able to get 50% more value out of your time by buying a costume from a whale, that devaluing is offset by the extra value the whale is giving to the free-to-play player. I mean, we're never going to go back to subscription model games. They're just not as profitable, not even remotely, right? Think of how much less money Pearl Abyss would make if every single one of us had to pay a subscription, but there was no microtransactions. I mean, if you want to live in a fantasy world, sure, but the world doesn't work that way.
It's called Unga Bunga Demolition Corporation. Our slogan is smash first, ask later.
Yeah, I mean, you're still doing a subscription through Value Pack, but that's not the point. I'm saying, like, if there was only subscription and no microtransactions, their revenue would be... Every MMO's revenue would dramatically go down. And this isn't something that just game developers overnight are going to all collectively agree, oh, okay, let's stop doing this, let's just go back to the subscription model. It's not going to happen. The box has been opened. They're not closing it now. Well, it's on both, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. If everybody collectively stopped buying microtransactions, the companies would adjust, but you're not going to get people to stop doing that. Because all it takes is that 1%. You got to remember, the vast majority of the money made from microtransaction isn't from me, you. It's that one guy out of 100 or that one guy out of 1,000 who will drop $10,000 on a weekend. They dwarf everybody else. The only way this will ever stop is if governments start basically banning microtransactions in games. That's really it, right? Because take a look at in the Netherlands, right? You're not allowed to actually have those little Gamba boxes in your shop. They're not available to you guys. That's the only way you'll get rid of it. That's it. Well, I know there's some region. Maybe I said the wrong region. Is it Belgium? Is that what I was thinking of? Hidden odds are what's illegal. Okay. So, if hidden odds are what's illegal, I know there's some boxes in BDO that some customers can't have, but they do show all the percentages. So why is that the case? Is that just Pearl Abyss? Like, what is the reason for that? Because I know there's some boxes that some people can't have, even though Pearl Abyss shows all the odds now. So why do they do that? You're not understanding the question, Snake Lord. Oh, wait, my house buff is out. Thank you. I do, Ark. I do. Every day. Every single time Pearl Abyss does a new Gamba box on the shop, though, they always show the odds on there. I'm pretty sure you could go through... I mean, I haven't fact-checked this, but every single time there's a new thing added to the shop, you can go to the Pearl section of their forums, and it shows the percentages. So why are those boxes still unavailable? That's why I'm confused. But if that's the case, then why even go through all the effort to show the odds of the new stuff anyways, if it's not going to open up a new market to them? Maybe in other regions they're more mild, so maybe it opens up other regions, but not those ones specifically. Okay, that's fair. That seems like a reasonable reason. Strat, you came into the conversation late. Shut up. Sit down. Happy New Year to you too. About nether regions. Because they're my favorite. There are no casinos in Finland and no online casinos allowed. Man, I wish all fucking countries were like that. Yo, what is up, Mr. Grimkill? I hope you are having a wonderful day. Imagine they would ban Gamba boxes. I think Gamba boxes should be banned everywhere. Because I think it's gambling that's accessible to minors and creates bad habits and bad connections in minors' brains that could affect them in the future, right? I think they should be banned everywhere. I know not every single person who partakes in these systems when they're younger eventually has the gambling problem when they're older. But what I do know is it's not zero. You'd be naive to think that that didn't happen sometimes. So yeah, I think any type of gambling boxes in video games should be banned. Yeah, lots of people have been having issues with the central market. They've had to just relog. Gambling in general should be banned. It ruins lives. No. If you just start banning things that ruin lives, then you eventually ban everything. MMOs can ruin people's lives. Smoking, alcohol, drugs. Shit, there are some people who fucking eat drywall all the time. There are people who are hoarders, and that's ruining their lives. Does that mean we should just ban all material things? You're not allowed to own anything anymore because it can ruin your life if you hoard too much of it? It's all about moderation, right? So you can't just start going down this road and banning everything because it's ruined somebody's life at some point. At that point, you're banning everything. Ban women? That's why I try to keep my channel woman-free. So all of us are safe here. This is our own little oasis. Oh, shit. Hey, that was a funny joke. That was a funny one. I like that. The hot goth mommies can ruin my life, though. Yeah. Yeah, everything is pay to win, right? That's the way the world works. It's just the way the world works. My New Year toast? Well, I was hoping this year would be we'd have a good start to this year, but we failed all of our enhancements again, so turns out 2026 is already cooked. We're already counting down the days for 2027. Oh, looks like the Yeti just spawned if you guys still need to kill it. Felt bad for him? Yeah, I mean, it sucks. He only went 150 attempts into it, though, which is, you know. With the stack he was using, almost double the average, but still not a full horror story yet. He has 180-something clicks still to go. It can still get a lot worse. What was he enhancing? He was going for deck Sovereign. It's time he felt some bad RNG? Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know how his RNG truly is. All I know is the viewer's perception of RNG is heavily skewed always against the streamer. You guys will just write off every single time somebody gets unlucky and only remember the times they get lucky. Never seen Divios be unlucky? True. Well. Oh, excuse me. He's unlucky this week. Oh, thank you. Oh, Howie is here. Howie is here? What do you mean Howie's here? I didn't see Howie. Unlucky? What the hell? Fucking Kiki. From base to deck? Oh, I don't know. He spent less than the average on all three of his weapons than the average is on one weapon. If he went average on all three of his weapons, he wouldn't be sitting on like three. He'd probably still be working on his last weapon right now, instead of sitting on multiple trillions of silver. Why was Divios put on break? I don't know the specifics of the situation, and I don't want to try to make content of his situation, so I'll just wait till he fires up his stream and he can talk about it. Yeah, I'm curious too, but like I said, I don't want to make, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm trying to make content of whatever happened to him. We'll let him fire up his stream and talk about it. Also, largely for that reason too, right? If we just start talking and speculating, some people will pop in the stream and they don't realize we're speculating, and all of a sudden they think what we're saying is fact, and all of a sudden that information, you know that game Telephone? The story gets changed and changed and changed before you know it. You know, there's some nonsense Reddit post about Divios and how he went around impregnating every innkeeper in Calpheon City, and that's why he got banned, and people are going to believe it. He would do that. At least it's not my Eileen.
I am cheating. I am a hacker.
Never meet your heroes. Oh shit, you guys are funny.
you ever had a dream that you could know, you could know, you wanna know, you could know, you wanna know,
I have now applied to become an innkeeper. No plan B up in here.
Oh shit. No, thank you for that sub. And the laugh. Six years with your girl. Damn. Beekeeper. I like any Jason Statham movie. I just like Jason Statham. Oh, I just realized the camera's off. Boop. Turn the camera back on. Maybe that's my New Year's resolution. Try to make sure I'm streaming with the camera more often. Thanks for clarification on the Netherlands and Belgium thing, though. I just remembered they started showing percentages in boxes, but those boxes still weren't available in those regions, so I thought that it must be just a straight up ban. As with everything in life, there's usually nuance to it. Yo, what's up, Deja Vu? You look like an innkeeper. I've been called worse. Before Sage came out, what was your main? There's a hint right over there. You haven't watched me since last... Oh my god, shut up! Oh, I hate that those jokes make me smile so fucking much. Haven't showered since last year. You're disgusting. How do you get the yellow glow? Who has a yellow glow? Oh, that's part of just Sovereign. Is horse taming where it's at right now? Shit. Maybe I need to go start. It is the year of the horse. It is the year of the horse, isn't it? Maybe it's the year to focus on horse training. You're about to explode? Oh my god. Quick. Get away from the PC. Ooh, I wonder if my package is going to arrive today. It's either today or tomorrow. They probably... I wonder if... I was gonna say, I wonder if Canada Post works today, but these days, I don't even know what days they do work. Canada Post just seems to kind of pick when they want to work. Still says estimated to be delivered tomorrow. A BDO or a VR headset? Oh, I could never. I went to a little arcade one time and you got to put on a VR headset for one of the games, and that shit gave me motion sickness. I bet if I used it enough, it would eventually go away and I'd get used to it, but... You ordered a BDO hoodie? Every time I go to the Pearl Abyss shop, like, everything they're selling is out of stock. Sometimes I feel like their shop is just for show. Oh my god. $11 of 25 on Set Adani armor. Week 2 without a set. Yeah, me too. I'm 9 out of 25. Looks like your luck in general has been roughly the same as mine. Excited about the new Elkstone? Eh. System's better than what we have, but is very uncreative. And more time gating slop. Because Pearl Abyss, instead of Pearl Abyss trying to keep up with us, they forcefully slow us down so they don't have to try to keep up with us. Time gates are just lazy garbage to stretch out their content. Central Market down. Yeah, people people are having issues with the market, and then they gotta like restart or something. Nice Behelit icon you have there, I know. I'm half tempted to take it off my alchemy stone because I'll have people coming in all the time and be like, "What's that? What's wrong with your alchemy stone?" And I gotta fucking explain it. Just a stupid $100 skin from back in the day. You have that elk stone? Well, it's just a skin. This isn't an elk. There is a Behelit alchemy stone itself, but it's worse than a Vel. This is a skin for your Vel. Right, because I'm pretty sure I still have those skins in my Keplin storage. Yeah, I got 3 of them. Or the actual elk stones, these guys. Right, these ones are worse than a Vel. They don't have the AP. And, I guess otherwise they're the same. Just no AP. Hayakar, oh my goodness. See? This is gonna be a good year. You begged that Crimson Desert will be an absolute flop? That'd be bad for Black Desert. I don't know why you would want that. That would not be good for Black Desert. That would be bad for Black Desert. Yeah, 1000%. Pearl Abyss is trying to become a gaming company, not just a Black Desert company. And right now, their primary revenue is coming from Black Desert. They don't really have other products out there that are generating a good amount of revenue. There's Eve, but it's kind of just self-sustaining, right? It's probably making a little bit of revenue, but not a lot. So the money that they want to invest into new IPs has to come from somewhere. And obviously, if Black Desert is making the money, it's going to come from Black Desert. So if Crimson Desert flops, do you think that they're just going to stop trying to develop games? No. It's going to start, they're going to start on their next project. And the money's going to continue coming from Black Desert, right? Now, if Crimson Desert is successful, and they figure out a good way to monetize it through cosmetics and regular DLCs and stuff like that, now instead of the money for development coming exclusively from the back of the Black Desert players, now it can come partially from Black Desert players and from Crimson Desert, right? Now, a larger portion of the money from Black Desert can stay in Black Desert if Crimson Desert is successful, because Crimson Desert can now start helping support their next project. Also, yeah, there might be some people who, I mean, I'd be surprised if gamers these days haven't heard of Black Desert, but I'm sure there's people out there who still haven't heard of it. Maybe Crimson Desert will put it on the radar for them. Maybe they'll play through Crimson Desert and they'll say, oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it plays and feels very different, so I don't know if there will be many Crimson Desert players who will all of a sudden want to pick up Black Desert after, but maybe there will be some type of correlation, right? Yeah, Crimson Desert doesn't have to be a live service game in order to make them money. They could do DLCs, they could do cosmetic purchases like Where Winds Meet, right? And if the game is successful, I highly suspect they will do those things, right? But yeah, Perlibis is trying to become a gaming company, not just the Black Desert company. I think Doki V has the most potential of all their future IPs. I think that will cater to a significantly larger market than Crimson Desert or Black Desert will. If Doki V does end up being like a Korean-style Pokemon game with lots of fun activities for you to do just as a community and kind of like Animal Crossing, shit like that, I think it could be an absolute insane game in terms of popularity. Yeah, they're also making an MMO shooter. I don't know if it's an MMO shooter, but it's definitely a shooter, called Project 8 or something like that. I can't remember the exact name for it. That's the project they've talked the least about. Does it say MMO on it? Oh, well, maybe it is an MMO. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've heard any information about it. Some people would like to find out more about the origin of the game. Crimson Desert, from my understanding, isn't like a precursor to the Black Desert story. It sounds like it's just an alternate universe that is using some of the same characters. So you're gonna see some of these characters that you know in Black Desert, but I don't think the stories are directly tied to each other. Maybe they're making their own PlanetSide? Shit. Imagine a more modern PlanetSide. PlanetSide 2 was so much fucking fun. Isn't Doki V screwed because of the Pokemon patent? No. I mean, what was that game recently that had an issue with Pokemon and they ended up winning their lawsuit, right? Palworld. Yeah, I think they ended up winning their lawsuit, right? Or am I misinformed? I thought they ended up winning. Or, I mean, is it winning if you just successfully defend yourself? I don't know. But if I remember correctly, I remember seeing that they, well, I don't know. I don't know the specifics. I don't want to talk too much about something I don't know the specifics about. Let's see. Did Palworld win the lawsuit against Nintendo? Let's see. This is the AI response, so surely it will be 1000% accurate, because AI never gets things wrong. But it says Nintendo hasn't officially won or lost the overall lawsuit against Palworld as of late 2025. It's an ongoing legal battle, but key patents Nintendo relies on have faced serious challenges, with one significant monster capture patent rejected by the Japan Patent Office for lack of originality, weakening their case by showing similar mechanics exist in games like Ark and Craftopia. While Nintendo forced some Pal World elements like Pal Spheres out, the rejection of core patents suggests Nintendo's claims are being heavily questioned, potentially leading to settlement or a shift in focus for Pocket Pair. So I guess whatever all that means. But yeah, it sounds like it's still kind of an ongoing thing. That's Ethian. Hey, I love a spot that gives low money, but I really love the spot. Shall I stick to it? Hey, if you're having fun, keep on keeping on. Yeah. Yeah, it does sound like, I guess the courts are saying, hey, these systems are too general, and if we enforce this, then it's just going to dramatically limit what any game can do. You need to be more specific about what you're patenting. Which makes sense, right? Imagine a company coming out saying, we're going to patent all shirts with sleeves. Not any company is allowed to have sleeves anymore. There's a large variations to styles of sleeves, right? So, yeah, I guess it does seem like they're I guess, being asked to be more specific. Imagine if some game patented leveling up. Only their company was allowed to make a game where your character levels up. I don't stockpile my trash anymore. I just sell it every day or every other day. There's no reason to hoard it. It was just fun to reach 1 trillion silver worth of trash. But already did it. Maybe one day when inflation goes crazy enough, I'll hoard a quadrillion amount of trash. But yeah, it's not really feasible right now. Shadow of Mordor or War patented the Nemesis system so we can get that on other games. Not for a while. Patents, if I'm not mistaken, patents don't last forever. If I'm not mistaken, it just gives them like a, what is it, like a decade, maybe even less than that, of time to basically profit off of an original idea before it, you know, becomes available in the public domain. So this way people can't immediately rip them off. Is it 20 years? Woo, that's a long fucking time. Jesus. I thought it was 10. I thought 10 was a long time, but goddamn. It's funny because you have these patents, and then you have other countries that don't bother honoring them or enforcing them anyways. So you just end up having international fraudsters just steal the idea anyways and then sell it on Temu. Shit. Thank you. I like my shirt. This was one of my, this is one of my older flannels. You were just outside, you little bugger. Why do you want to go outside again? You have tummy troubles? Or are you just coming to say, are they vacuuming? No, no vacuuming. Needs one more button undone. Sure, I'll undo one of the bottom ones. Boom, there you go. Is that a cat or a dog? I don't have cats, I just have dogs. I'm a dog guy. If I ever considered getting a cat, it would be a hairless cat. The rat looking things? I think that's cute! I like ugly animals. Why do you guys think I keep you guys around? Because you can relate? Shut up. Like spiders and snakes and shit? I don't know. I don't think spiders or snakes are ugly. Right? When I think of something being ugly, I consider it like what compared to the norm. Like I don't know what a normal spider looks like to call another spider ugly amongst the spiders, right? Where cats, like a lot of people in general consider a hairless cat being ugly. Because they're so used to seeing like the cute and fluffy cats, right? There's something to compare it to. Something being ugly or pretty is relative to how it's normally perceived. Now my other dog's down here. Ooh, Han, let's go. Oh, she wants to go outside. I'm here. Yes. Oh, you're so full of it right now. You want to see my dog? Let me stall till the AFK phase. My fucking nose hairs are like tickling with my beard. I think I need to get some nose hair trimmers. My nose hair trimmers broke on me. He just likes baldies? Oh shit, I'm caught. Go look up Phidippus Regius. Cutest spider you'll ever see. Very common pet for... Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I find jumping spiders are really cute. Because they're like super, super small. They're tiny. They got those really close eyes and like lots of them, like proportional to the size of their body. Their eyes are like fucking huge. Maybe an ugly spider is like a spider that isn't furry. It's like really long and it's like mostly like, what do they call that? Keratin? No. Chitin? Shitten? Shitten? Like their carapace? Yeah, maybe those are the ugly spiders. Or is it chitin? How do you pronounce it? Here, I'll show you my dog in a second. Layla. Chitin? Your dog's name is Leia? Mine's Layla. 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 You got me on my knees. Know that song? Like that. Start with you. Come here. Come here. You come say hi. You come say hi. So here's one. This is Layla. Okay, can you look at the camera? Look up at my hands. There, gonna let her more comfortable on my lap. So this is Layla. Yo, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Hi. And then, see, she had the pink collar, just so you don't think I'm showing the same dog. And then we have Fat Ass. Come here, Fat Ass. Come here, Fat Ass. And this one's Thor, as you can see by the blue collar. Hey. He's a little chunkier than her. They're brother and sister. And they want to go outside. They won't be outside for long. It's like minus 30 degrees Celsius. They'll be back inside in about 2 seconds. They are not bred to be outside dogs. They're not like huskies. Yo, thank you very much for the raid, though. I appreciate it, Godcat. Scruffy cat. Cha-ching. Oh. Coming. There's one. Where's the other one at? Oh, they're both pooping. Oh my goodness. I don't like leaving the door open too long. It gets a little too chilly out here. Or in here. There we go. Now the other one's inside. They do not like it out there when it's this cold. You're pooping too? Yeah, you sitting there on your phone? Careful. Careful you don't accidentally drop your phone into the toilet. Oh yeah, huskies, they love it. They're built for outside. The same way I feel bad for my dogs going outside in the winter, you probably feel that way when it's like hot in the summer and your husky's trying to deal with the heat. I have an aquarium that I've had for like, speaking of pets, for like 15 years now. And I have one fish left in it. I want to get rid of the aquarium. But I'm waiting for the one fish to finish up its life. And this fish normally has a very short lifespan, but this one is hanging on, man. It's fucking hanging on. So I have this tiny little black skirt tetra in like this 80-gallon tank. The thing is living in a mansion all by itself. But I want to reclaim that space in my living room. Can you do Golden Pig 5 times? Are you talking about the boss? Yeah, you can, but there has to be 5 different levels. You can only get the rewards of each level once. So you'd have to do C10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's a whole ass ocean for that thing? Yeah, maybe I got 80 gallons wrong, but it's a big tank. I used to have a pretty reasonably sized Plecostomus in there, as well as like, at one point there was like 40 fish in the tank. Mostly smaller fish, but yeah. Like I said, I just kind of got over having an aquarium, so I've been just waiting for this last fish to finish living out its days, and then I'm going to get rid of the aquarium. You accidentally flushed some of your fish? How do you accidentally flush fish? Dumbass. One second you're carrying your aquarium to the bathroom to take a shower, then a stray Lego army blockades the way, and the last second, and you step with one. That sounds reasonable. That sounds very similar to those situations of adultery where someone claims they accidentally slipped and fell into someone else's vagina. Sounds like a very similar situation. Not her fault for being stuck in the dryer. Well, how are we doing on heralds anyways? Ooh. 15 more. And then all we need to do is make one more herald, and then we're set. Breakfast was fantastic. Thank you, hon. That was the best breakfast all year. Can you leech the Adonio weekly? You can, yeah. Actually, I didn't even grab the Adonio weekly. I need to go grab it. Thank you for reminding me. If anybody wants to come and leech the weekly on NA, you're more than welcome to come and leech. $13.10 AP, where should I be grinding? I'm tired of Hex. Chat? Anybody have an answer to that? Harder to detergents. Detergents. I get it. Don't I keep saying I'm going to turn the music up a bit and then I don't? Let me turn it up a touch. Some of you guys probably don't even know music's playing, right? How's that? Is that better, or is it still kind of quiet? Fine now? Okay. For me, it's loud. How's it relative to my voice, though? Isn't my voice kind of loud? As long as it's not drowning me out. I don't care if it drowns out the in-game sounds. A bit lower. There. Your music is just kind of not likable. You don't like my music? Well, turns out this relationship isn't going to be a good fit. On the bright side, if you don't like my music and you want to listen to your own music, I'm streaming on YouTube as well, and there's no music on YouTube. So you can hang out and listen to your own music. You can find me on YouTube and Kick, the same handle on all three platforms. Yo, Happy New Year, Trickster. I just realized I'm gonna have a fuckload of cups. Alchemy Stone cups when we get this system. Because I'm gonna be able to extract the cup off of I guess just the Vel and this Exalted Protection. And then I'll be able to sell those. Oh, thank you. Is this the same as earlier? Oh, man. It was delicious earlier. I'm excited. You guys like my cup? I got this one Father's Day. I do have 2 kids. What did she do and why is she bribing me? Question is, what did I do to deserve this? I get to sit here on my ass and play video games and she brings me coffee and food. The famous Canadian python, that's right. If you want to find out how I got so lucky,
My fucking head hurt when I realized how stupid I was.
Type the cock command. That's all you need to know. The AI sausage pics? You talking about, oh, this is, look at this. This is me in the new drip. The new in-game drip. Look at that. Oh my god, it's so sick. Nice to meet you. Would you like to buy a drink? Gay. Suna, yesterday, Cowboy posted that in chat immediately. Holy shit. That shit had me dying. So fucking funny. I got the original video with the cryptic promise. The cryptic promise. What are you talking about, cryptic promise? Oh, I got an idea for this. I was the idea. Shit. You know what's funny too? Is I've said so much sus shit on stream. There's clips and clips and clips of it. The fact that he had to use my AI to get something fitting for that, instead of just going through my clips and getting something that I legit just said. Aquarius, I apologize. I'm a monolingual streamer. So, unfortunately, I can't read that. I only speak English. Oh, here it comes. No Russian? Shut up, that's not even Russian. I can read body language. When people do this to me, I know they're telling me to fuck off. That's the extent of what I know.
Basically, to translate what Zeth said, I'm dumb.
So? I'd say that. Happens a lot. Surprisingly, I get told to check my tone quite often. Every time they say that, I look in the mirror, I say, I don't know, it looks the same tone to me. You're a baritone? Maybe. Maybe it has something to do with my singing, for sure. Do you accidentally call your family chat at the dinner table? No. That'd be fucking embarrassing. I would have to take a week off from streaming if I ever accidentally did that. That does remind me of one time when I was younger, though. A buddy and I who used to play Unreal Tournament competitively together. And there was one time I called his house, and when his mother picked up the phone, I asked for him by his online alias and not by his name. And then I just heard his mother fucking laughing and be like, Rhino, come get the phone. I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I did not just do that. Really, Jack? Oh, man. Too much online time when you start mixing those things up. What's his name? Pussy Slayer 69. No, 420 Sephiroth 69. Close, though.
What that tone, boy?
What's that tone? I think he missed the letter there. Once there was a leaking tube and my mom asked me to fix while I was half asleep. I just told her I will make a ticket and ask the GM for it. Oh, man. I haven't dreamt about video games in a very long time, which is a good thing, because typically I find that if I start dreaming about games I'm playing, I am spending way too much time playing them. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that means. Time gate for the Elk Stone his ass. Yeah. That reminds me, I should start processing some ores and stuff, getting it ready. I know there was a lot of people who were preparing a ton of sharps to sell once that new Elkstone system hit. But now there's going to be so much time has elapsed between when this shit was announced and when it hits that I feel like that sharp market is going to like do a nosedive. As soon as it reaches a tipping point where people start listing, it's just going to be a race to min price. What ores are going to need? Just any type of, like, copper, iron, anything like that. You just turn it into bars and use those. You're going to be time-gated on clicks, so it's not like you're going to need a fuckload, right? Actually, I think at the lower levels, you're going to need a ton more resources. At the higher levels, it's more of just the cost of the click and the time gating. Like, I'm only going to get to do 4 clicks a week, but I think for people who are trying to push, like, a sharp or something, they're going to be doing like 12 clicks a week, and I wouldn't be surprised if the whole polishing process takes the same amount. Any type of Ignite? I'm pretty sure. I mean, they did state that they were going to be changing things, so who knows? Take anything I say with a grain of salt right now until it's officially in the game. What the hell? How many people in chat here, the first time they heard the fly sound, they smacked themselves on the side of the head? Oh, they did one of these. The fuck? Is there a fucking fly in here? Is sharp the lowest before they convert? I think it's sturdy is the lowest. It's the three stages before sturdy that I believe get removed. Here, I could just pull up the alchemy stones and instead of guessing, just tell you guys. So, polished. We're going to still have imperfect. They're getting rid of rough, polished, and... oh, maybe it is sturdy. Yeah, maybe they're getting rid of polish, rough, and sturdy. Sturdy is staying? I thought they were getting rid of 3 levels. But I can only see 2. Definitely imperfect and rough. Or polished and rough. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, maybe it's those. Did you guys see, too, that apparently if you have a blue or a green stone, it's just being converted to silver? So if you happen to be one of those people that have a shining blue stone, it's going to just be, you're just going to get like 10 billion silver for it. That's kind of funny. They told us what's going to happen to the recipe for crafting alchemy stones. Well, it's probably still going to work, right? Except you're just going to get the lowest level or whatever. That'd be my guess. But yeah, I don't recall them making any mention of it. Is 5D 5 below DP requirement on Tenebrum trolling? No, it depends on your class. Some classes are really good at surviving in mobs. Some are a little bit, let's go. Do you full cast Spear Bolt? There is only one Spear Bolt. Do I use both Aftershocks? Depends on the situation. Typically, you just use it to reposition. If doing your second Aftershock is going to put you face to face with the mob, then it's not good, right? You typically just want to use that ability to get behind. So your next ability, whether it be an Enlightened Bolt, a Radiant, Lightning Prison, Upsurge, you want to position yourself so those get back attacks. Otherwise, it's going to be completely redundant. Because, yeah, the second Aftershock does more damage, 30% more damage in a Spear Bolt. The first Aftershock does 15%, I believe. But if that means your next ability isn't going to get a back attack, then it was for nothing, right? Yeah, 15 and then 30. Oh, good afternoon. Happy New Year to you as well. How much per hour do I make in the spot? I don't know. I don't count how much silver I make. I grind because it's an excuse to hang out with you guys. But I don't pay attention to how much I'm making. I just know I'm making a good amount. And that's good enough for me. You won't use Choice's app? No, I have zero interest in that. His app is completely unnecessary in my mind, because you can just use a storage to do the same thing with 100% accuracy. Just keep one of your storages empty, and then, you know, if you're interested in seeing how much you're making for the day or every hour, just dump everything into that storage, and it'll be 100% accurate. Yeah, it appears that it's only being added in Marnie Realm, but that's definitely going to be a temporary thing. That'll be one of those things, once it's added, people will be like, every year Pearl Abyss will have to deal with people asking them to make it available everywhere, and, you know. The real question isn't if they'll add it to other places, but when. Yeah, no, the tracker was on Global Lab long before Choice even considered his little app. It's just they, I don't know, I guess whatever intern they had working on it stopped working there or something, and it just got completely forgotten about. There's already a website that does that. If you type workshop, Byrog's workshop already shows you your most efficient upgrades. That already exists. You don't need an app to do that for you. I think something that would be a more interesting use of an app like that would be doing something like, not that there is a lot of open world GVGs, but during GVGs using a screen reader to see everybody's like KDR and maybe have some like fun systems implemented in that, where like maybe it just gives people Discord titles or something in the guild based off of how they perform in GVGs. Oh, who knows, monstrosity. I still enjoy the small thing, like just following the Serendia quest line for I don't know how many times now. Careful, you might catch a 7-day ban. Other new things by watching you guys so there's no time to rush myself? Yeah. The nice thing, right? You just hang out in streams, listen to people yap. You don't know what you don't know. Sometimes you don't even know which questions to ask, right? So you just hang out in a stream where a conversation's constantly going on, and sometimes something will come up and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Streams are great for that. What is the meaning of Verdict? Verdict is a streamer. I don't understand the reference. Verdict is really involved in the lore of the game, so maybe the implication is there if you're enjoying the story, then maybe you're like Verdict in that sense. Verdict is like our lore master of the game. If you're actually interested in the story that's going on in BDO, it's not that BDO has a bad story, it's just Perlibus has been really bad at telling it over the years. So if you are interested, he has a channel where he talks about it all the time. It's a pretty interesting series to listen to if you don't want to listen to me yapping. The best morning coffee yapper? Hell yeah. I'll take it. 8 more. Oh, chat, I'm running out of BMCs. I am running out of BMCs. I hope we get new stars in and shit quickly. Why? Just making things right. Amplifying light stones, making heralds, making crystals. They're just all sucking away at my BMC supply, and you get 0 BMCs here, so my supply is... I wish I never sold them all for max price at one point, because I had like freaking 40,000 of them. And I don't want to have to go back to Darkseekers. Well, they almost guaranteed are going to drop at Star's End and Sakraya. Because those places dropped them already, right? Yeah, normal Star's End does, and same with normal Sakraya. So they are. It'd be weird if they didn't. 5 an hour is still a hell of a lot better than 0 an hour. Yeah, BMCs, they melt down into magical shards, and those are used to make a bunch of things. Yeah. Seraph's a fun class to grind on. I like my Sage more, but probably my second favorite class to grind on now. Just a Vel's heart with the skin on it. You can't get the skin anymore. It was during an event a while back. Code worked for me, but that code's been available for a week or something now, right? Do you use Han BSR now? You definitely use one on Savior. Should use one on Sage too, but I prefer to grind with XP artifacts on. So I have a lot like of AP I'm missing. Speaking of which, I need to go get my house buff. Do you have to do it? You definitely should, yeah. Being able to teleport around, being able to access your storages from everywhere, massively beneficial. Luckily, you only have to do it once. You don't have to do it? Just the intro? Oh. Okay. Well, maybe there's some more information on that. 4 more of those. Because you have to talk to a storage keeper to do it. If you still go to a major city and you open up your maids or use your maids, then it's not going to count. But if you go to the storage keeper, then there'll be buttons along the side, just like this, right? Then you'll be fine. Yeah. Same if you use the search feature. Then it uses your maids. That's why it shows the maids on the bottom there. Damn, we almost have 100 storage maids. We need 18 more. No. If you're at the storage keeper, you don't need to use your maids. There's an error there between the keyboard and the chair. You're doing something wrong. You do not need to use your maids if you're at the storage keeper. You can say that, and you can keep saying that, but you don't need to. So, there's something you're doing wrong that's causing you to have to use your maids. Because if you were doing it right, it wouldn't be using your maids. So you can keep saying that it's using your maids, but I'm telling you, you're doing something wrong. Where's the Scroll of Equilibrium? I don't know all the ways to get Scroll of Equilibrium. Did they put one in the new Resplendent Seals? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, if you use the search feature, it uses maids. If you use the maid feature, it obviously uses maids, right? Where the hell is it? I always use my hotkey. Fuck, which one of these is maids? Oh, right there. Yeah, there's something you're doing wrong, Emo. Once you figure it out, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. But there's something you're doing wrong. Oh, I didn't repair the max durability of my helmet. Oh shit, that's right, I was gonna go refresh my house buff too. Yeah. Oh, I have so many maids now, I don't even bother going to the storages. Laziness takes over, that is for sure. Look at that. Oh, back before they despawned. Crazy. How do you teleport back to where you were? It's the guild manor. My manor happens to be the guild manor, so I can teleport back to and from it freely. No, if you just walk out the door, then it'll bring you right back to where you TP'd to it. If it isn't your manor, does it still work? Yeah, it should. I'm pretty sure anybody can teleport to the guild manor and then leave. And it'll bring them right back to where they were. I think the only difference is, because it's my manor, I can put any house item in there and use it. Where if it's the guild manor, then you have to have a guild manor housing item. And then you gotta put it down, right? That's the primary difference. If you lease it, so if it's your guild manor, no, other people can't use it. Like, people can't go in and use my housing items. But if I convert it to a guild manor housing item, then anybody in the guild can use it. Uh-oh, we're about to die. Haven't had this happen in a little while at this spot. Hopefully we don't lose a crystal. Waiting. This is a long freeze. The fuck? We're definitely dead. Okay. I don't know why this spot specifically does this. Normally it recovers too. Just relog at this point. I'm trying to actually crash it. It's not even, might be a PC issue I'm having right now. If the stream goes down, I'm not coming back, you guys, so give you a heads up here. I'm opening the task manager and nothing's actually even popping up there either. What the fuck? No, I'm not looking for people trying to fucking troubleshoot. Shut up. People with their anecdotal bullshit. Well, I heard one time Mr. Jimmy had an issue with using a 3-prong power outlet and the fucking ground was an issue. So have you decided to check the toilet? Because the toilet is in the house that the problem happened in. Yeah, it might be cooked though, chat. I might actually have to restart my PC. You know, it's a bad sign when your task manager stops responding. That's a bad fucking sign. Yeah, it might be cooked. It might be cooked. Like I said, well, you know what? We could actually come back from this. Okay, chat. Just a heads up, the stream is going to change to the face blinking. It should be back briefly. Be back, chat.